Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Paul, and this channel talks about things that I'm curious about and things I've looked into, I like to share. So following up with yesterday's video on self-awareness, I wanted to talk a little bit in today's video about a process of going deeper into that self-awareness and possibly being able to heal some of the past wounds that you may be still carrying with you. So this is something that I have come across from multiple different people in different fields, but one of the books that I will recommend here is called Opening Up by Writing It Down, and that is by James Pennebaker. And essentially, what this idea is of going deeper into the self-awareness and um, healing some wounds of the past is a lot of times you just haven't clearly articulated the story. You haven't fleshed enough things out verbally. And so if we reflect on what the conversation was yesterday with self-awareness, I mainly was talking about self-awareness is simply having conversation with yourself and checking in on yourself, asking yourself questions just like you would anyone else, and you're answering. And therefore, you're understanding the state that you're in, you're understanding why you're in the state that you're in, etc. And with this one of going into healing past wounds, well, a lot of times we're still carrying those things with us, not the memory, but the effect of those things with us, because the memory almost will always be there. But we're carrying the effect of the things with us because we're keeping it locked up in our head, and we keep remembering different parts of it in our head that make us keep feeling the things instead of writing down the whole story. And so, in addition to having conversations with yourself, my suggestion, what has helped for me, is start writing, whether it be typing or whether it be physically. You take a journal with a pen or a pencil, whatever, and you start writing stuff down. These things are game changers when it comes to getting at least being able to observe and detach from the story. You still may feel some of those emotions, but the more you can write out, the more you can talk about. This is why with anyone who's dealt with trauma, they say talking is so important, because you know you eventually tell the story so much that now you're almost observing the story and you're here. Now, for some people that can be 5 times. For other people, it takes 500 times, to tell the story before they can start, not dissociating yourself from it, but like start viewing it for what it is in a more accurate sense, rather than having all of it just be jammed up here with all of your emotions with that as well. And if I remember correctly, because this was back like last fall that I think I read that book, if I remember correctly, they said something about five writing a story or writing for 5 times for 15 minutes straight. If you can write 5 times for 15 minutes straight, that will have noticeable effects. So you have to think about, okay, I'm nonstop going to just keep writing whatever's coming to my brain, like with this specific thing. I'm going to keep talking about, keep writing. It's okay if it's a little bit jumbled, but with each draft that you do, the story gets more and more clear. And that's the whole purpose of writing about the same thing 5 times for 15 minutes, is because let's say we do it Monday through Friday. On Monday, there might be a lot of stuff. You might have a lot of emotion with it. It's scattered. Okay, Tuesday, kind of the same thing. We remember a little bit, so we can start piecing things more together. But by Friday, we have things pretty well mapped out. And now we're able to look at the story for what it is and now start going, oh, that's why I reacted like that. And because I reacted like that, now I'm like this. Oh, this currently the way that I am right now is just a defensive strategy because of XYZ thing that happened. And so the more that you can get clear and think about, talk about, write it, you don't even need to share it with anyone, just for yourself, the more that you're going to experience a self-awareness of what we were talking about yesterday. And the more now you're just building a habit of self-awareness and of clear articulation of the past. So that way, if anything happens in the present and for the things that are going to be happening in the future, you now can go into those things knowing more of who you are and having those tools to handle any of the things that are going to be coming at you that we don't expect and that life kind of just throws at us that don't tend to be the best. So again, I wanted to continue that conversation because this is a conversation that I think is very, very important. I don't think enough of us spend enough time being gentle with ourselves. I think we just kind of say, okay, life happens, and we get more harder and harder and hardened. And I'll speak about this some other time, but really, I think there's an inner child in all of us that just desires that love and that fun. But a lot of us get hardened and bitter. And I myself have experienced that. And so this is just part of the healing process that I've known to work for me. So I hope it helps. And I will be continuing this conversation, not necessarily in sequence, like with the next couple videos, although I may be doing something like that, but just kind of as a running theme, because this is a topic that is very important to me. So if you feel like that was a helpful suggestion on that whole writing process, writing things down, let me know down in the comment section below. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.